word for grandfather in Korean is 할아버지. This was how I knew my father's father from the moment I could say those words to the last time I saw him. Ever since I can remember, my 할아버지 has been in my life. Unlike my other grandparents, my father's parents lived right here in Chicago. We attended church and celebrated most special celebrations together. When I was younger, I had a hard time getting to know my 할아버지. He understood English, but he preferred to speak to me in his native tongue. Since my Korean had become so broken over the years, it was just easier for me to respond to him in simple yeses or nos. So there was not much communication between my 할아버지 and I, whom I knew of as naturally a very quiet man. When I did something he disapproved of, he mainly addressed it with a quick scowl. As a kid, those stern moments were always very frightening to me. However, I recall moments of joy when he would come over and sit next to me. He would give me a light pat on the head and sometimes even wrap his arms around my shoulder. Moments like those only make me look back and smile at how little we needed to communicate in order to appreciate each other. As a kid, one of my favorite memories were trying on my 할아버지's flat cap. As soon as he hanged it up, I would go try it on. Even though it was too big for me and would sink into my face, I was always so fascinated by it. Later, I would find out that it was a gift to him from my eldest cousin, Okju, which is probably why he wore it as often as he did. After my 할아버지 passed away, my mother told me a story of how he helped her while she was pregnant with me. She was craving mangoes, but because it was not in season, no grocery stores were carrying them. However, my 할아버지 somehow managed to find a grocery store that did and returned to her with a box full of them. She remembers how proud he was to have shared such a happy moment with her. I was also told by her when I was a baby I had jaundice. My 할아버지 and 할머니 came and visited me every day till I got better. After hearing all this, I am so proud to be the grandson of my 할아버지. In junior high, I remember I had to do a presentation on a family member and I chose to do my 할아버지. I was inspired by his story and struggles. He was displaced from his family in Korea due to the Korean War. After the country was divided, he had to start a new beginning in Seoul. Here my father and his brother would be born. Together, along with my aunt, my 할아버지 and 할머니 would seek new opportunities to live in America. If my 할아버지 did not make this decision, I might not be here today. But because he decided to go, my father was able to get a higher education and become a doctor. During his studies, my 할아버지 continued to make sacrifices for him. He owned his own grocery store and used his savings to support my father. Today, my family and I are so grateful to him because we have lived a prosperous life in this country. On March 21, 2020, my 할아버지 made peace with God and left this world. His spirit is up in heaven now, and he has made his way to his other relatives and friends who have passed before him. They are proud of him, and he is in tears because he is so happy to see his father, mother, and siblings. He tells them how much he loved raising his 3 wonderful children, who are all adults now, with their own children. They returned the love back to him till the end, and that was all a father could ever ask for. He is delighted to say that he is grandfather to 7 wonderful human beings, and even lived long enough to meet 5 of his great-grandchildren, with many more to come. So while we mourn in sadness for him today, we should also be happy for him. For one day we will pass, and he will be there to meet us. He will tell us how much he has missed us, and laughter will be had over the life we shared together. Thank you everybody for coming here today to remember my 할아버지.